Endurance Squad is training with a holistic edge. Plans for every kind of endurance athlete, plus yoga, mindset, and a team that's always in your corner. Join at yogitriathlete.com/squad.
So yeah, what I'm taking into Arizona is I need to race as if I have nothing to lose, because I don't. I've done an Ironman before. I've gone to Kona before. I haven't won my age group before until now. So go for it.
Training the mind isn't just pushing through. Sometimes we have to push through, and you do need a strong mind to do that. You know, that's not for the faint of heart. But it's a very small percentage of what it means to train the mind. Welcome back to the Yogi Triathlete Podcast. This is episode 456. We're Jess and Beej, co-founders of Yogi Triathlete, where we coach endurance athletes and we train the mind. Those two things have to go together. It's really why Yogi Triathlete exists and why it was born. These two things were very close together. We were discovering them in our long distance Ironman pursuits, on which BJ is still on. And I've branched out a little bit, but we're here just to check in. We're, I don't even know, less than 2 months away from two huge events for both of us. And Beej just came off an age group win at the Mission Bay Triathlon today, which is the birthplace of triathlon 50 years ago. So welcome to the show, Beej. How you feeling?
I feel really good. But the guy who won 50 years ago when the entry was $1 was there too.
Yeah. And he had
and he raced today.
Yeah. But did you see, he
yes,
didn't have a shirt on, and he just has
words.
He had it 50 years of trying, painted across his chest, but it was off center and kind of graffiti. It's pretty funny.
And then he gave his trophy to the overall female winner.
Yes. Yeah.
For the sprint triathlon.
She was 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It was really cool. I feel good. Yeah. I feel great. I do. How do you feel?
Yeah. Well, can you give us a little more than that on the race?
Sure. Yeah.
You clenched first place by 22 seconds. So what does that tell you?
That I had no idea that was happening. But I could have many times. You talked about right at the beginning, training the mind in endurance sports. There were many moments where I thought that was enough. Where I was at was enough. The framework here, I'm training for an Ironman. I'm not training for Olympic distance triathlon. But what I'm realizing is that you can do both if you train.
Well,
smart.
you're training to win your age group at Ironman Arizona. Right. So you won your age group today by 22 seconds. And had you not been practicing the art of racing, which is what you're going to need to do in Arizona, just over a much longer distance, how does today play into relevance to, racing next month?
Well, it goes back to that mantra I had in Placid. What was it?
Oh my God.
It's Sunday night. Hold on a second here.
I know what it was.
What?
No, you have to
act as if you have nothing to lose. So today was another day of acting as if I had nothing to lose. There were many moments, especially on the bike, where I just was pushing. I was pushing hard, and I was breathing. I could feel my breath. I was and I just kept pushing and pushing. I'm it's just sensation in the legs. Just keep pushing. You can't be thinking about the run when you're on the bike, when you want to go for an age group win. You have to be in the moment, pushing the power that's necessary to get you there the fastest, regardless of how you're going to feel on the run. And yes, my legs were on fire on the bike. And when I got off the bike to get into the run, they were super heavy as expected. And I kind of laughed. I kind of chuckled in transition. I was this is going to be good. It's going to be good. But when you're going for a win, you have to be willing to fail. 100% you have to be willing to fail. But on the other side of that, and this is what I've been leaning into so much and with sharing with my athletes, is you have to be willing to succeed as well. And that comes with a whole nother list of things that come with the ownership of, yeah, I can do this. So yeah, what I'm taking into Arizona is I need to race as if I have nothing to lose, because I don't. I've done an Ironman before. I've gone to Kona before. I haven't won my age group before until now. So go for it. That's where I'm at. That's today. And this is why I think racing often gets you in that environment of practicing these things. Oh, I remember I need to race. I need to go as hard as I can. Now think about other people.
I think when like you're just starting out in the sport, I think it's really good to race a lot. You know, I know a lot of people jump into the sport and they jump right into like half Ironman and Ironman, especially Ironman. Like it takes a toll. So you got to make sure that you recover because you don't really have the base, right? So that Ironman it's arguably that Ironman could take a bigger toll on someone who's just starting than you, who's done it for so many years. Does it even make sense? I think so. Yeah. Right. And so they need to recover from it because they've never gone that far before. But I think racing a lot is really helpful. And I think for you, BJ, it's not so much like racing a lot. You race often. It's not like you don't race, but like you have one Ironman this year and it's Ironman Arizona, but you've raced a couple half Ironmans and then you race this. So you've raced what, 3 times? 4 times.
This is my
because we
fourth
did
time.
Solana Beach. Yeah. So you've raced some different distances. But for you as somebody who's like, you know how to race. Now you just want to get better and better and more strategic at racing. What did you pull away from today?
You know, since I've been in the sport for so long, I'm still learning things. Like I'm still learning where I have mental obstacles. You know, on the run, I was thinking, you know, you're running pretty fast. Like, is it really worth it? This is what's going on in the mind. Is it really worth it to go for a win here at Mission Bay when you have Ironman Arizona and that's the race you're supposed to be focused on? And I still have stuff to do in the mind. Like work with that, right? It's still showing up. Also, all the wasted energy thinking about the running shoes that I picked up the other day. Like I can laugh at it now. It's just so funny how the mind will seek evidence to sway you one way or the other. And if you don't observe or see that discussion happening, you most likely will not have control over which way it sways you to, because it's looking for evidence of both, that it's, yeah, these are the shoes you need, or no way, this is not the shoe you need. And the mind keeps craving more information. So it keeps looking at reviews and what other people are wearing and all this stuff. But when you can clear all that, and I had a process of working through it. I had to have a little restless sleep, had to keep checking on the shoes to make sure they were the ones I wanted. And so I'm human too. But in the end, it was like, what if I'm supposed to welcome these new shoes in? What if my purpose here is to allow this struggle to be the pathway to more ease come Arizona? And so when I shifted like that, it was like a big, okay, we're talking about the opposite here. This is going to help me. This is actually going to be more easeful for me on race day. I mean, speaking for an Ironman, easeful as can be. So I know this is why I do triathlon. This is why I'm still in endurance sports. I'm learning all the time. I learned today, Olympic distance triathlon, suited up, still had the swirly sensations at the start line of the swim, but man, I can race. I crushed that race, and it was fun. And it was so fun to run with, race with Derek, Ryan, and Luca too. Like to have a team down there. That was super fun.
Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. It's awesome to watch you it's awesome to watch you race, but I love watching you run. You were flying today. So what are the shoes? Tell everyone what the shoes are.
The Hoka CLO 1 2.0. I think that's what they're called.
I think they're the 2.0s, because you have the 1.0s. Now you have the 2.0s.
Yeah, but I think they're called CLO 1.
CLO 1.
Yeah,
2.0.
I believe so. 2.0. Anyway, yeah, those are the shoes.
I mean, they were like, they were basically like designed for our kit.
Oh,
They're
I
the
didn't
most-
even know they had this blue color.
They're the most perfect color. I'm like, I saw them at the store the other day. I'm like, they're pretty much, it's like they should just slap the Yogi Triathlete logo on them.
Seriously.
They're so perfect.
The previous pair I had, the CLO 1s, 1.0.
1.0.
I love those shoes. And I was actually testing out many shoes when I went with these, but they just felt right. And I've had amazing races in these shoes. So I just went for the next version of it.
I think as a spouse, just allowing your partner or your spouse just to have their process. Like, it was so clear to me that those were the shoes. You had the race of your life in those shoes. You've run so strong in those shoes. Like, you look good in them. Yeah. So it would make sense to continue into these shoes, but just to like let you have that process and let you have restless sleep and not tell you how to think or what to do. I think it's so important as partners to just allow the other person to suffer a little bit, figure it out. Like, we all tangle ourselves up in webs. That's resilience, is, how we find our way out. And yeah, we can expend a lot of energy on, thoughts and like double thinking decisions. And, but I think it's important to give people space to have that, like, not to save anyone, because you can't.
No. And there was one, you can't save me. And you've been so instrumental in my personal growth, athlete growth by just allowing me to have those experiences. I know you're there. I know you're not going to give me the answer because that's your answer. It's not my answer. I need to figure these things out.
Well, when you asked me like what shoes,
yeah,
I was like, those are your shoes.
Right. I think when I finally surrender, I think that's a big element. When you surrender to all that noise, all those thoughts, all that discussion, when you just surrender to, what are we talking about here? We're talking about shoes, right? We're talking about shoes.
Right. But the shoes are like, act as this incredible catalyst to, disrupt the mind. And the mind loves that. Like, our minds are anti-fragile. So they need to create problems to get stronger, right? Because they're growing. That's what it's meant to do. But yeah, it's just, at the end of the day, it's just thoughts.
Yeah. And my point is like, surrender to
just letting them be
trust.
There.
Right.
Yeah.
So I came out of this race with an awesome race, obviously first overall and 11th overall, first in my age group. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But the evidence wasn't there when I surrendered.
Right.
So it's a beautiful, magical place to be when you can surrender long before you actually see evidence. And it just so happens, guys, like, the evidence was right there in the next race. It could have been the next race after. It could have been Arizona. Like, that doesn't matter. To me, it's like, I want to surrender more. That's what I take away from this as well, because I've been surrendering a lot. But I want to surrender more into trusting that this is really, truly all playing out the way it's supposed to for my higher good.
Yeah. And surrender is quite active. It's not passive.
No, you got to take action.
You have to keep yourself on the path of, belief, because, the mind will just most likely, well, it will lean you more into the thing that causes stress and more problems, so it can figure out the problem. So good at that. Yeah. So you got to like intercept it for sure. But I love that you shared that, because I think, I was talking to somebody about this. Oh, I know what. I had an athlete that was going into a big race this weekend, and we had a session last week, and she said, I noticed like all those thoughts are still there. Like, oh, are you going to do it? Are you going to PR? Like, what? She's like, but they just don't bother me as much anymore. Like, sometimes I just don't even respond to them. Like, I just let them be there. And I'm like, yes, that's it. And I think and me included, when you kind of start on like, okay, what does it really look like to train the mind? Like, training the mind isn't just pushing through. Sometimes we have to push through, and you do need a strong mind to do that. That's not for the faint of heart, but it's a very small percentage of what it means to train the mind. And I think when we step onto whatever this path of like being like, yeah, okay, well, what does this mean? Like, I can be the master of it. You think that you're going to get rid of those negative thoughts or those fearful thoughts or those judgments, or, you know, you're going to look in the mirror and all of a sudden you're not going to have anything negative to say about your reflection. And that's not true. And the way that my client, this amazing athlete, summed it up last week was just like, yeah, but they just don't bother me anymore. Like you start to withdraw yourself from them. It's like, they're still there, but they get muted. They don't have so much power over you. And you just kind of are just like, oh God, really? Like, again, you guys are here, whatever. And that's so key. And the same thing with you, you know, like you saw everything that was going on with the shoe drama. You just kind of were like, okay, well, I guess I have to go through this for some reason. Like, don't fight it.
That's it. That's it. Like when you get skin in the game, you understand. I mean, preferably, hopefully sooner than it dragging on. But I love when I'm on the other side of it, I look back and I love how it all like plays out. Yeah. I really do, because you can look back and laugh and just, it's so funny. It's so funny that we get so immersed in all this stuff when in the end, it always works out. And
you know that this, like, the way I look at it is like, you want to be the best, you get the best stuff. You get the best shoes. Yeah, the best, that's not going to, you still have to go out and you have to do the training. Right. But like, you want to be the best, be the best. You want to be number one, then get the number one stuff. Right. And I think that's such a core piece of your work, is like letting in, like, you've got the excellence inside, right? But like allowing the excellence from outside to also come in and aid you, right? For that ease that you talk about and desire that we all know is possible.
Well, I think, yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because that's a really good point. Like, there's a shift that happens that says I'm worthy of having this stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Whereas I grew up in the realm of like, I'm going to use these bike shoes till the cleat falls off on the bottom and I can find a way to do it. And it's like that badge of honor where it's like, I still did the race and my shoes were falling apart and they were duct taped. And that's a true story, right? It's like, I still did it. And there's like a pride about that, but
it's very New England.
It's very New England. They dig their heels in. I love the winter. I love it. Bring on this next nor'easter. But when I finally shifted to like, yeah, I need this stuff. Like, I understand you have to be in the energy, live the part, experience what it's like to be the person that you want to be like. Hang around the people that you want to be like, and then lean into all the things that will get you to that manifestation of that. So have the bike, invest in the shoes, and that helmet, whatever it is that is holding you back, because you just, for any number of reasons, but mostly because you feel like you can get through it without it. If you're looking to move your way to the top, which I was, like, I knew it deep inside that I can get to the top here. Like, adding those things was a game changer for me. And it was uncomfortable, so uncomfortable because of the financial aspect of things.
Yeah, but part of what we do is, you know, at the end of the day, Yogi Triathlete it's like a lifestyle, right? And it's longevity, and it's wellness, and it's joy, and it's like getting onto yourself, and it's like not shaming yourself or beating yourself up for thoughts or actions or things like that. It's like moving forward every day. And it's this like lifestyle. And we're asking people to invest in themselves, and we're asking them to invest in themselves financially, invest in themselves with their time, invest in themselves with like love, you know? And if we're not living that, if you and I aren't doing that, like none of it has staying power. Right. So you and I have to continue to walk up to those things, that like buying the shoes that you know are so great for you and you love them. And at the level that you compete, like it's a super shoe field. So get the super shoes. But I think that's such an important thing for me. Like, I just can't do it any other way, you know, is to walk up to all of that and invest in myself, whatever that is, like time to be like, all right, I'm having all these awful thoughts and disrupted sleep. And okay, I got to invest in myself here. I got to not deny that the stuff is coming up, and just, you know, breathe through it, do what I need to do to nurture myself and come out the other side stronger. But I think that knowing what to need to do is after having some skin in the game too, like getting that skill of discernment,
Mm-hmm.
you know, of like when to push, when not to push, or
When to get a new bike.
when
not to get a new bike.
When not to get a new bike. Like, yeah, like feeling into it. But I think the investing in yourself is such a big message that we're asking people to do in order to, well, achieve whatever they want to achieve. Not what I want them to achieve, but what they, you know, our job, I think, is to uncover what is that. Yeah. And I think investing in yourself can be uncomfortable and it can be scary because a lot of it has to do with money.
We have to do it. We're not guaranteed tomorrow.
Right. Like, okay, so here's,
Wow.
so when I was, where was I? I was back east. No, I was just in Colorado and we had a coaching call in Endurance Squad and you had your old laptop and it was like blurry. And we got off the call and I was like, all right, I'm throwing down a challenge. By the time I get home, like you get a new laptop. Like, do we want to spend the money? Do we have the money? Like we're going to have to finance it, but it doesn't matter. It's like, you're doing these live streams and all this incredible wisdom and gold and experience is coming through your words. And like the screen is blurry. Like we have to invest in ourselves. You have to have the equipment. So now you have a brand new laptop.
I do. Yep.
But you were riding that laptop for a while.
10 years. Pretty awesome. And that was another growth experience because I go into the Apple store, of course, Apple. But it was so different from the BJ of the past, which needed max power, for building websites and holding file storage and convenience and the Adobe products and all that. But now it's just like
the dual monitors.
Dual monitor, big monitor, and laptop, be able to go to work. And it was so nice to just simply go in and get like, I just need something to get on and function really well. And minimalism is better right now. And it felt freeing to have that, right? And I was telling somebody the other day too, like, how long did I continue to build websites when I wasn't in the business of building websites? Like I kept taking on a project here, maybe a little one here, and then one here. And it took a little while to really sever the ties.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like there's like just like a lightness happening. And you learn from all of that.
Ease.
Yeah, and easeful efforting.
Yeah, because as you move through this stuff and you get to know yourself and you understand the tendencies of the mind and you realize like, oh, I don't have to lean into the things that don't feel good for me. Yeah, you do have more ease. You do get more ease because that stuff just doesn't excite you as much as it used to.
No.
Yeah.
No.
All right. So, finish that up. Now we've got Ironman Arizona coming up. And
5 weeks.
Okay.
Who's going to be there? If you're listening to this, let us know if you're going to be there.
Yeah, let us know if you're going to be there. We're going to have a crew there. Clark's going to be there. He had a
really good training day today.
Yeah, good training day today at the Mission Bay Triathlon. Good reminder to keep him away from the starting gun. That really, really shakes him up. But he was a good boy today and he got a lot of love. And he did well.
Well, good thing with Ironman is they only have one Canon.
Yeah. Well, I got Ironman Arizona down.
Yeah.
I just go downstream.
And it's the last year for Ironman Arizona. All right. What else do you want to talk about?
I don't know.
What's going on with you?
Just got back from a week in Colorado, altitude training, trained in Boulder for about, I got there on Wednesday, did a little workout when I arrived. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday were like quality days on the Front Range. And then Monday morning drove up to Vail and was there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then flew back home. I think it was successful. I sent you my stats and you thought they were pretty impressive. So I thought that was good or not impressive, but
I love
maybe
your stats.
But maybe just like that I did enough. Should I share my stats?
Absolutely.
Okay.
What's one moment you can take away from that trip that you were just in awe?
Well, of course, the moment I told you about when I stopped in the woods in Vail. All right, I'll tell the story and then I'll do the stats and then let's wrap it up.
Because you want to share, you're going to be sharing more details of this.
Yes, on the Awake Athlete podcast, episode 9, which I'm going to bring you on for. You're going to ask me some questions about this altitude camp, but I needed to get to altitude because El Cruce, I'm going to be really, it's going to be like living in Boulder and going up as high as like, maybe, yeah, as high as like Vail, maybe a little bit higher each day. No, not each day, but the first and third day. The second day is just like an up, down, up, down, up, down. Same amount of like elevation gain, just getting it in a different way. So, so Tuesday I headed out to go up Berry Picker, which is a trail that goes straight up the face of like Vail Mountain. And it's super steep, really technical. Like the root system was, oh my God, it was so amazing. And I'm just realizing like, it's not just like roots from one tree, it's just roots from the system, you know, and they're feeding each other and they're like sprouting up new trees. It was just, oh my God, I was so overwhelmed with nature. Like something shifted for me when I spent that week in Chile by myself. Like something shifted and got really deep with my connection in nature, and it just hasn't lightened up. It's been really, I think one of the most incredible blessings of my life is to have deepened this relationship with nature. And so I'm going straight up, and Vail's at 8150. I'm going up to over 10,000 feet. I guess maybe I was about halfway up. Yeah, it's probably about halfway up. I stopped just to catch my breath, and I was just in the middle of like, this like wooded area. And it's just really peaceful. I just felt really peaceful, and I felt really like safe. And I just realized like, I feel so protected. I feel so safe. I just felt so blessed, even though I was tired and I had a hot spot on my foot and like all this stuff. It's just like get up and grind. And that was what that trip was for. And then all of a sudden, all this emotion started to come up, and I was just crying. And it was definitely related to my dad, who made his transition back in March. And I'm definitely like a verbal person. So I was kind of talking out loud a little bit and just crying and just like being like, okay, you've got nothing else to do today. Like just stay here and let this emotion move. It's so important for us to let emotion move and to just feel life. Not to force anything, don't go digging and looking for it. Just let it come up. And in that moment of feeling like super safe and really protected, and it was just so stunning, it was so beautiful. All this emotion came up about my dad, and just, this last couple of years were super, super stressful and traumatic sometimes. And I thought about the Bhagavad Gita, and I thought about this time where, Krishna, who is the chariot driver, is telling Arjuna, like this cowardness, like your humanness, and I know that, like, I don't know how I know, but I just know, I don't know how I know, I can't describe it, but like, I do know that this isn't it. And I do know that I believe that our souls are eternal, and that even though my mom, who's still living, is on Cape Cod, like, I feel like I'm right there next to her. Like, it's not just a physical experience for me. Like, I feel very connected and very much right next door to them. And I used to say that to my dad all the time when he was alive. Like, I'm right next to you, Dad. Like, and I would meditate and I would imagine being next to him. And anyway, so in that moment, I'm thinking about the Bhagavad Gita, and I just said, like, out loud, like, just forgive my weakness. Like, I know you're here, Dad, but I would just love for you to show me. And I was like, I know it's such a weak human thing. Like, I know you're here, but it'd be so cool if you could just show me. And I just stood there for a little bit longer, and then I felt lighter, and I was like, okay, I got to get going. Like, what would my dad do? My dad was like so disciplined. Dad would keep going up the mountain. So I turned, and like I said to you, the way I describe it is like, I shit you not. It was less than 100 feet. Like, I went around this switchback, and all of a sudden I heard something, and I looked up, and there was this deer that was standing there like before me. And he had this, like, the ray of sun was coming through the aspens, and it was all on his face and his eyes. It was almost like he had like a white light, like, bandana on, and his, like, my eyes were just locked with his eyes. There was other deer there, but they were just like doing their thing. But this one, and he was close to me, and he walked closer. Like, I was just staring at him, and he walked closer to me, and he stopped, and he bowed his head. And then he just like, again, just like locked eyes with me, took another couple steps towards me. He was so close to me. And I was just standing there like, you know, I was saying like things like, thank you, thank you. In the night that the day that we had my dad's funeral, that night I was home at my parents' house and I heard the dog growling, which she's not a growler. And I looked out the slider and I was like, oh my God, Mom, there's like 2 huge deer at the top of the driveway, just like staring at the house. And she said that they hadn't seen deer in the yard for like, they've been in that house for 40 years. She said they haven't seen deer for like 20 years. And there are deer back there, but like just these 2 deer. And so anyway, you look up the meaning and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you know, spirit of somebody who loves you. They come, a lot of times they'll come through deer, and which deer represents the gentleness of love that dissolves all fear. And one of the last things that my dad said to my mom was like, never worry about things. I love that message. And so, so anyway, that was a very cool moment. And I definitely felt like that was his spirit or sent from him. And I was like, okay, I have to go. Like, what would my dad do? He would go. He would walk away from the deer, let them go. And as I walked away and started hiking up, I turned around, and every time I turned around, that deer was just standing there staring at me. It was cool.
That was a pretty cool story. But no photos.
I took a video that is mine.
It's for you.
It's mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
cool. It. Yeah.
Amazing.
I did see another deer on the way down, but this one was like undeniable.
Yeah. Maybe that's the reason you had to go to altitude camp.
Yeah.
You don't know. Yeah. I love the things that just appear when you least expect it.
Yeah.
And you could say it's like, oh my God, but it's like it happened.
Oh yeah. I mean, we're going to meet with our teacher this week, and I'm going to tell him the story, and he's going to be like, what do you want me to say? Like, it doesn't get more obvious than that, right. Jess, you don't have to like look that much further. And then it was so interesting too. You had pulled up Jane Goodall's last words, and what she says, like, if you haven't listened to that, it's on YouTube. The way she speaks about what she knows, about this is not the end all and be all of our life. And it's very captivating and something to just be reflective of how it resonates or doesn't resonate for you. We're not here to push any kind of agenda. I'm just here to be open and honest. So yeah, so it was good. Oh, stats. Okay, let's wrap it up with some stats. So I trained for 25 hours, 33 minutes and 30 seconds. I went 126.52 miles. I elevation gained 16,764 feet. Elevation loss, 17,100 feet. The highest point that I reached was top of Vail Mountain, 10,374 feet. And I started in Carlsbad, which was 52 feet.
And that includes cycling and running.
Yeah. So cycling, running, and
swimming.
A little swim I did one day. Yeah. I was pretty tired. Like, there was times I had my suit in the car, but I was like, got that one swim in. That's perfect. Like, I just need to, I was taking baths, taking like long Epsom salt baths. And staying at my sister's house is like staying at a really nice hotel, but better. She leaves you gifts. There was like 3 kinds of Epsom salt baths. She has all the food you want to eat.
She has furniture.
She has furniture. She has
dogs.
Lots of movie channels. Yeah. So it was great. It was a lot of driving. But all of it was part of it. Like, I told you, like, I pushed through some fatigue on that trip, but it was all a part of it. It was all a part of it. And now it's taken me some days to like recoup from that. But I'm starting to feel better. I just did a spicy bike and I needed that.
Oh, it's the thing we learned from Neil Henderson when he was on the podcast: stress, rest, and adapt. So you stress the body, and sometimes you need to rest a little bit longer to have the body adapt to that stress that you had.
Yeah. And then experience all the thoughts that are like, you need to go, like, you should be going 6 hours on Saturday. And I went out for 2 hours on Saturday. It was like the most horrendous experience of my life. I felt so terrible. I felt so terrible. My foot hurt. I could I was like, oh my God, I'm going to drop myself in the middle of like one of the biggest mountain ranges in the world. Like, what am I doing? And then what did I text you? I was like, let's just say this is a resilience run.
Yeah.
Which is great. We're just going to call it a resilience run. And I'm going to come home and I'm going to lay down on the mat and I'm going to watch the Ironman World Championship. But I did it and I got the miles done. And, yeah, you gotta work through that mind or work with that mind. Okay, cool. Anything else? Wrap it up?
I don't think so. Nice, let's wrap it up. Yeah.
Okay, cool. We'll plan to do more of these. Just these short forms. I love the short form.
Let us know if you want us to talk about anything specific. We're always here. Reach out to us on the Instas, any of the socials, Yogi Triathlete. Let us know, and we'll address it, but we can riff on things for days as we've made 10 years of it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll dive into that next time.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yogi Triathlete's getting ready to turn 10.
It's been miraculous.
She has called us to more. All right.
All right. So good to chat. We'll see you guys next time.
If you're enjoying the Yogi Triathlete podcast, you'll love our other show, Awake Athlete. 5 complete seasons, short, potent, no surface chatter episodes to train the mind like you train the body. Season 6 is live now. Search for Awake Athlete wherever you get your podcasts and start listening today.